Hello. I greet you all with my most sincere respects. Welcome to the online course for the Geography of Turkey 1, Physical Geography of Turkey course. In today's session, we will discuss Turkey's position on the planet on a number of basic components. You can send your questions and opinions via email. Turkey, as a temperate zone country, is located between 26 to 45 eastern meridians and 36 to 42 northern latitudes. Turkey is situated at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, with a small portion of its territory located in the European continent and the majority in the Asian continent. It is bordered by 8 countries: Greece and Bulgaria to the northwest, Georgia to the northeast, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Iran to the east, and Iraq and Syria to the south. To the west, Turkey is surrounded by the Aegean Sea, to the south by the Mediterranean Sea, and to the north by the Black Sea. The strategic waterways of the Bosphorus and Dardanelles connect the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, providing Turkey with a crucial geostrategic position. The capital city, Ankara, is located in the central part of the country, while Istanbul, one of the major cities, spans both the European and Asian sides, separated by the Bosphorus Strait. Geographic Dynamics, Sunshine Duration Discrepancy in Turkey. In the intricate tapestry of Turkey's geography, a fascinating phenomenon unfolds as one traverses the latitude lines from south to north. Spanning 8 parallels from the northernmost point to the southernmost point, and with a remarkable 76-minute distinction between the eastern and western extents, Turkey experiences notable variations in sunshine duration. In considering Turkey's relative position, the nation holds a pivotal role. Positioned at the convergence point of Asia, Africa, and Europe, Turkey serves as a crossroads of continents. As a Middle Eastern country, Turkey shares borders with nations rich in energy resources, such as oil and natural gas. Home to the strategic Bosphorus and Dardanelles, Turkey controls key Black Sea exit points. Surrounded by sea on 3 sides, Turkey emerges as a peninsula nation. Boasting transit trade routes and energy transmission lines, Turkey efficiently connects Asia and Europe over the shortest distances. Geologically youthful, Turkey faces seismic challenges, with a high earthquake risk, abundant hot water resources, and elevated average altitude, contributing to diverse landforms. Within its borders, Turkey experiences a convergence of different climatic features simultaneously, fostering high vegetation and agricultural product diversity, enabling diverse tourism activities, and shaping distinct lifestyles. Turkey's varied topography. Turkey, a land of diverse landscapes, boasts an average elevation surpassing 1,000 meters, precisely standing at 1,132 meters. This elevation profile unfolds dynamically as one traverses from the western regions towards the eastern expanses, emphasizing the prominence of mountainous terrains and coastal relationships. The topographical features of Turkey are shaped by tectonic forces, leading to the formation of expansive valleys carved by rivers and vast areas characterized by significant elevation differences, ranging from a few hundred meters to well over 1,000 meters.
Our first topic for geography of Turkey is location of our country. In order to understand where is our country, we have to know something about a coordinate system. Basic of a coordinate system, parallel and meridians. In other words, parallel and meridians form the coordinate system. In order to give an exact coordinate of a point, we have to mention the hemisphere. When giving a coordinate values, the hemisphere must be specified. For example, 42 degrees, 38 seconds north, and 38 degrees, 10 seconds, and 26 minutes west. Our first topic for a coordinate system is parallel. They are imaginary lines extending in the east-west direction. They are parallel to the equator line as shown in the picture.
Earth is surrounded by some imaginary lines to help us find an accurate position, distance, time zone, etc. These lines are latitude and longitude. Latitudes are horizontal imaginary lines, and longitudes are vertical lines. The equator is the main latitude line, passing through the middle of the Earth horizontally. Now comes the main question. What is the equator? The equator is an arbitrary line, dividing the Earth between the northern and southern hemisphere. This is one of the horizontal lines known as a latitude line. The word equator means even maker in Latin. Simply, it is an imaginary line on the surface of the Earth, equidistant from the North and South poles, separating the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres. The value of equator is 0 degrees. It can also be described as the great ring around the planet that is equidistant from the geographical poles, and lies in a plane perpendicular to the axis of the planet. This spatial, hypothetical line separates the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres. It also represents the hypothetical reference line on the surface of the Earth, on which latitudes are being measured. It's the latitude of 0 degrees. Now we will talk about some interesting facts and characteristics of the equator. Number 1. Equator is located midway between the North and the South Pole. Number 2. At the equator, the planet's surface is parallel to the rotation axis. Number 3. It is 40,075 kilometers in length, or 24,901 in mile. Number 4. Equator passes through 79% of water, and 21% of land approximately. Number 5. The precise position of the equator isn't really specified. Number 6. The 4 seasons are not encountered by countries near this imaginary line, so the weather near equator is typically very warm. Number 7. The length of night and day near the equator line is approximately the same. Daylight is also almost the same around the year. Number 8. Night time is approximately 14 minutes shorter than daylight. Number 9. Locations near the equator witnesses the shortest sunrises and sunsets. And for much of the year, the normal direction of the sun is nearly perpendicular to the horizon. Number 10. Earth is bulging near the equator. Therefore, Earth's radius is slightly longer than the normal around this line. Earth's radius is 12,750 kilometers, but it is 43 kilometers longer near this line. Number 11. It has the fastest rotational speed among any latitude, nearly 460 meters per second. Number 12. This extra rotational speed gives extra velocity to the spacecraft launched eastward. Number 13. The equator passes over 13 countries. These countries are Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, São Tome and Príncipe, Gabon, Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, Maldives, Indonesia, and Kiribati.
Equator is the longest parallel obtained by the combining points equal to the polar points. As is mentioned in the video, the basic features of the equator can be listed as this. It is longest parallel. It is also primary parallel. It divides the Earth into northern and southern hemisphere. Linear speed is the highest, gravity is the least. The distance between consecutive meridians of the equator is equal to 111 kilometers away to each other. So, what are the features of parallels? The first one is equator is the primary and parallel and the longest one. Parallels are circular and extend parallel to the equator and to each other also. The ones in the north of the equator are called the northern parallels, and the ones in the south are called southern parallels. There are a total of 180 parallels, 90 of which are in the northern hemisphere and 90 of the southern hemisphere. 1 degree pass of each other. The distance between consecutive parallels is the same everywhere. 1 degree equals to 111 kilometers. 90-degree long latitudes or 90th parallel are specified as a point, North Polar Point or South Polar Point. They are east, west, and do not intersect with each other. As their length decreases from the equator to the poles, their degree values increases. Is a parallel same with a latitude. In practice, especially in public, they are used in the same meaning. In practice, 20th latitude and 20th parallel refer to same place. Latitude is the value in the terms of the angle of a point's distance from the equator. The point is expressed in degrees, minutes, and seconds. Parallel is the name of the line, and it is represented by integers. Latitudes are obtained by dividing the distance between the two parallels to the degrees, minutes, and seconds. Also, latitudes are grouped as high latitudes, mid latitudes, and low latitudes as shown in the figure. Some of the latitudes have special names. As you know, one and the famous one is equator, and 19th parallel called as North Pole Point. 19 degrees 38 seconds latitude called as North Pole Circle. 23 degrees 27 minutes latitude called as Tropic of Cancer. In the south, it has Tropic of Capricorn, and in the south hemisphere, it calls as South Pole Circle and also South Pole Point. Meridians are imaginary lines which merge with each other at the pole points and extending the north-south direction. These are called as meridians. Antimeridian is a meridian spring that is directly opposite of a meridian spring and completes it into 180 degrees. So, what are the features of meridians? The first one, the 0-degree primary meridian passes through Greenwich, which is located in London, Great Britain, United Kingdom. The second one, the meridians extend in the south-north direction. There are total of 360 meridians, 180 east and 180 west hemispheres, one pass of each degree. A meridian is in the form of a hemicircle and forms two opposing meridian circles. Meridians cut the equator and the other parallels vertically. All meridians merge at the polar points of our planet. All meridians are equal in length. The distance between consecutive meridians is reduced from the equator to the polar points. For example, in equator, the distance between consecutive meridians is equal to 111 kilometers. But in or over 40 degrees latitude, it decreases to 85 kilometers. The largest distance between consecutive meridians is over the equator, where only 1 degree equals to 111 kilometers. The local time of the points on the same meridian is the same, because they are crossing the sun at the same time. There is a time difference of 40 minutes between consecutive meridians, so 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes, my dear friends. We have a different term in order to define the point in our planet for a primary meridian. The distance from a point on the Earth to Greenwich in terms of angle is called longitude. Are meridian and longitude the same? In practice, the longitude of 60 degree east and the meridian of 60 degree east for the same location. Longitude is the value in terms of angle of a point distance from Greenwich. It is in degrees, minutes, and seconds. Besides the longitude, the meridian is the name of the line. It's a semicircle and it is an integer. Longitude is obtained by dividing the distance between two consecutive meridians by degrees, minutes, and seconds. Parallel and meridians are lines that are supposed to exist because they are actually necessary in cartography or in transportation or in order to fight each other while you are sending some missiles to some points. You need coordinate system in order to find where you are and where you want to go. If one of each degree is passed, 180 parallel, 90 of them in northern hemisphere, 90 of them in southern hemisphere are obtained except to the equator. The sum of internal angles of the equator is 160 degrees. 160 meridian is obtained by passing 1 of every 1 degree. So, how we can special address of entities? How we can find the location of places? In define to refer location, we use some different location types. In address of an entity on Earth, we use absolute location or a relative location, my dear friends. So what is an absolute location? An entity's absolute location is its exact place on Earth, often given in terms of longitude and latitude. As shown in the figure, we use absolute locations in our daily life. While we are playing chess, we use letters and numbers in order to define where will the castle goes. As shown in the picture, in theaters or in cinemas, in salons, theater salons, we use this location also in letters and in numbers. What is the absolute location of Turkey? In our national education system, we'll learn the absolute location of Turkey from 3rd degree in elementary school. One of the most important terms which we are going to discuss is local time. Local time, anywhere the sun reaches the peak at the noon, is considered to be 12 o'clock. The calculated time is called as a local time of that place. At the time of noon, the shadow length is the shortest, the sun is directly overhead when a meridian is directly opposite to the sun. As the Earth rotates around its axis, different longitudes of the Earth pass across the Sun at different times. Therefore, the local time of the points on different longitudes is different as shown in the figure. Since all points on the same longitude will pass across the Sun at the same time, their local time is the same. We have also time zones or national time. The local time of a meridian passing through the country is used throughout the country. In countries like the USA, Canada, Russia, China, Brazil, India, Australia, where the lengths of the east and west are more than one national time is used. In Turkey, local time of 25 degrees longitude accepted as a national time. Unfortunately, there is no place at 45 degrees longitude in our country. Despite this, we use fixed summer time instead of changing summer and winter time due to a number of reasons which we cannot understand. As you know, the sun rises very late in the winter. The Republic of Turkey is a transcontinental country located mainly on the Anatolian Peninsula in the Western Asia, with a smaller portion on the Balkan Peninsula in southwestern Europe. This peninsula in Turkey called as Thracia. East Thrace, the part of the Turkey in Europe, is separated from Anatolia by the Sea of Marmara, the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles, collectively called in the Turkish Strait. Istanbul, which straddles Europe and Asia, is the largest city in our country, while Ankara is the capital. Turkey is bordered on its northwest by Greece and Bulgaria, north by the Black Sea, northeast by Georgia, east by Armenia, the Azerbaijan exclave of Nakhchivan and Iran, southeast by Iraq, south by Syria and the Mediterranean Sea, and west by the Aegean Sea. As I said before, Turkey is a transcontinental Eurasian country. Asian Turkey, as we called Anatolia, which includes 97% of the country, is separated from European Turkey by the Bosphorus, the Sea of Marmara, and the Dardanelles. European Turkey comprises 3% of the country's territory. The territory of Turkey is more than 1,006 kilometers long and 80 kilometers wide, with a roughly rectangular shape. It lies between 36 and 32 north latitudes and 26 and 24 east longitudes. Turkey's land area, including lakes, occupies 783,562 square kilometers, of which 755,688 square kilometers are in Southwest Asia and 26 and 74 square kilometers in Europe. Turkey is the world's 37th largest country in terms of area. The country is encircled by the seas of three sides. It has two peninsulas, the Aegean Sea to the west and the Black Sea to the north and the Mediterranean to the south. Turkey also contains Sea of Marmara in the northwest. Turkey is divided into 7 geographical regions: Marmara, Aegean, Black Sea, Central Anatolia, Eastern Anatolia, Southeastern Anatolia, and the Mediterranean regions. The uneven North Anatolian terrain running along the Black Sea resembles as a long, narrow belt. This region comprises approximately one-sixth of Turkey's total land area. As a general trend, the inland Anatolia plateau becomes increasingly rugged as it progresses eastward. Turkey's varied landscapes are the product of complex earth movements, and they have shaped the region over thousands of years and still manifest themselves in fairly frequent earthquakes and occasional volcanic eruptions. The Bosphorus and the Dardanelles owe their existence to the fault lines running through Turkey and led to the creation of the Black Sea. The North Anatolian fault line runs across the north of the country from west to east, along which major earthquakes took place in history of our country. The latest of those big earthquakes was the 1999 Izmit earthquake.